Hey Troy, welcome to the MasterCard Cup. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. We'll let that play on through. We'll put you back in your dress position, and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your dress position, let's first of all just take a look at your setup. Your posture looks terrific. You got your spine nice and straight on a slight tilt. Legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. Arms hang down nice and naturally off your tilted spine. Golf club works out to the ball. Posture really can't be any better, and in association with your balance, it looks really, really good. Let's also go ahead and observe your alignment at this point in time. We can see your feet are a little bit closed, aiming out to the right. Carry that out towards the fairway. Now, theoretically, your club face is supposed to run parallel to your feet. Parallel lines on camera would have an appearance to converge, and even with that philosophy, we're aimed right at the right edge of the fairway. So we may see some form of a compensation. We're trying to get the ball back to the center of the fairway, whether that's an over-the-top move or swinging the golf club on plane and flipping the hands to produce right to left spin is yet to be determined. Let's go ahead and do a little split screen comparison here between you and Jordan Spieth. I got some color-coded lines here up on the screen just to use as a visual reference as it pertains to swing plane. We can see as Jordan initiates his takeaway, creates good shoulder rotation, bringing the arms and hands back as well as the club. Want to see the club coming back on plane directly along the red line. Also, in the early stages of golf swing, we also want to incorporate some good wrist hinge into play, whereby we're going to transition the club head from currently being below and in front of our hands to getting that club head above and behind our hands, all the while keeping the shaft of the club on that red line. From here, we're now going to work the golf club from red up towards the blue-yellow V zone. When we finally set the club at the top of the backswing, we either want to have the left arm and the golf club situated on the yellow line, anywhere in between the blue-yellow V zone, or physically up on blue, as we see with Jordan Spieth. We also want to have full shoulder rotation. We want to do this with a very stable right leg, all the while maintaining our posture and the axis we achieved with our spine at address. As we go ahead and watch you initiate your takeaway here, we can see that you draw your hands a little bit outside, almost like you're trying to draw this club straight back. Something I want you to understand about a golf swing is there's nothing straight about a golf swing. A golf swing works on a plane. Your swing plane functions on an arc. An arc functions on a circle. Therefore, your hands, your club shaft, and your club head should be moving inside the golf ball. So don't be afraid when you initiate your takeaway to let your hands move ever so slightly more around your body and to the inside. As we continue to draw this golf club back, right about here you get a little bit better turn. Looks like you're starting to work the club maybe a little bit more around you. We're getting some good wrist hinge into play. Club head starting to now get above and behind your hand, so that's fabulous. Hopefully we shallow out your arm plane a little, and yeah, perfect, so we don't end up going too steep. Usually people who initiate or draw the club too straight back or outside will end up getting into a little bit too steep of a position at the top of their swing with their arms. When we finally get the golf club to the top here, excellent shoulder rotation, stable right side, arms are in perfect position relative to your core, left arm situated on the yellow line, club's in good position relative to your arms. Things look really, really good here. As we create our transition back into the ball, as we noticed with Jordan Spieth, we now just want to move our weight from our right foot to our left. We want to fire our knees and our hips laterally to the target, unwind our core, and fire our hands. And doing so, we got to make sure we're bringing the golf club back down onto red, which is exactly what we see here with Jordan Spieth. The golf club is returned back to plane. The other thing we want to observe at this stage of the golf swing is the relationship between the lead form and the golf club. Refer to this as the backwards check mark. Simply means the club head is remaining above and behind our hands coming into the hitting zone. And this is what's going to allow us to create a lot of power in our golf swing. Let alone, he's also going to hit the ball straight due to the fact that the club has returned back to plane, which is a main criteria in producing straight golf shots. Let's watch you create your transition back into the ball here. Hands maybe come a little over the top, dropping, fighting to keep the club head above and behind. Yeah, we lose the battle. So too much over the top. Hands are definitely being pushed out in front of you. As we can see here, your club head is right here up in the sun. We can obviously see that your club head is not returning back to the red line on plane, and in the next frame it falls too far out in front of you. and then the next frame even further out in front. Therefore, we're attacking the ball too steep. Ultimately, you're going to be attacking the ball from what's referred to as outside to inside, and just sort of connecting the dots here can give you a really good visual as to what your descending plane looked like. Whereas with Jordan Spieth, his golf club returned to plane here and physically attacks the golf ball from this red line from on plane. And as I already stipulated, this was what produces straight golf shots in accordance to our alignment. Assuming, lastly, obviously, club face squares up via having a good grip. Now, seeing that the downswings are vastly different, we can go ahead and take a look at the pass of the club. We can see Jordan's club is inside the ball, expanding out to make contact, and moving through in a nice natural subtle arc. Your club is stuck outside the ball, dropping down to make contact, and then moving aggressively inside to the left. Once again, if the club face squares up relative to that path, you'll be able to pull the ball to the left. If you recall, I'd mentioned we were probably going to see some form of a compensation due to the fact that we were aimed out to the right, so we're going to try and probably pull the ball back to the left. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're swinging the golf club from outside the ball, striking the ball, moving to the inside in hopes that you can pull that ball back online. If the timing's good, you will hit what I refer to as a pull straight shot, or a subtle pull draw, or a subtle pull fade. None of those hurting your result at all. But if the club face over releases to your red path from out to in, you'll hit some form of a pull draw or pull hook. If we leave the club face too open relative to the same red path, incredibly, we'll block the ball out to the right a little bit. The ball will have even more left to right spin. We'll create some kind of a slice, and we'll lose the golf ball right. So unfortunately, the end result of the golf shot is dictated based on the timing of the club face and how much it squares up versus how much it remains open. Other thing I want to observe at impact here is your right heel or right foot still fixed on the ground. Notice with Jordan, the heel's off the ground at point of impact. Watch the continued activity through to the finish. Right heel fully comes up off the ground on the toe of his right foot. We can count the spikes on his shoe. This gets his weight to his left side. Also allows his hips to square around because of that footwork. Shoulders fully rotate and the hands are high. Let's watch you move through and see what kind of footwork you create. So you eventually get your heel off the ground. That's good. You can complete that footwork a little bit more, fully getting up on your toe, turning it around so we can count the spikes in your shoe a little bit better. But at least it comes up off the ground, so we actually get ourselves to a finish. Actually, right there, that's pretty decent. Overall, there's some nice athletic qualities with respect to your golf swing. Like how your hands work. Hands come back, they fire through. Your core works well, you coil, you uncoil. You got good enough footwork that allows you to get through to a good finish. Alignment, unfortunately, is a little bit out to the right, causing the subconscious brain to tell you, hey, I got to hit this back to the left. And that's exactly what we see. Bring the golf club to the top, and then we unfortunately have an over-the-top move, attack the ball steep, out to in, try to pull the ball back to the left, which we can see happening. And like I said, if we over-release the club, stay on left. Under-release the club, we'll hit a nice fade back on line. And if we under-release that club too much, then we're going to lose that ball too far right. So unfortunately, it's going to wreak a little bit of havoc on your consistency due to the alignment and the downswing plane. Okay? If you improved your alignment and were able to get this club coming down on plane, you do have a ton of potential just because your athleticism and your overall golf swing itself is very athletic and looks fantastic. Anyways, if at any point in time you ever want to work on any of these aspects of your golf game, I'm located over at Glen Abbey in Oakville, obviously where the event was held. Be happy to structure a little program for you. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments at all, you guys are looking for a unique gift to provide your guests, feel free to touch base. I'd be happy to discuss my swing analysis services. Anyways, again, hope you had a fantastic day, and I hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video. Take care.